So let's take our first look at the 2015 range of Dethleffs motorhomes, in particular one of the new Esprit low profile models. There's plenty to get excited about inside, as we'll soon find out. This Esprit T 7150 DBM brings the island bed layout into the Esprit range, and a very good execution it is too, as we'll discover. What do we know about the brand, and why would you particularly want to buy one? Well, it's an autonomous subdivision of the massive Hymer group, and it sets itself apart from the competitions and the other constituents in its parent company by offering a slightly different take on styling. You can see the first example of this styling when you look at the instrumentation above the door with these chrome switches. It's a very pleasing effect and definitely shows there's a slightly different approach going on here. And look at these articulated handles, a massive improvement over the positive catches, and again they look very young and fresh. Look at the curtains, these tie backs, just the little detailing that goes into it, the nets, the seating, and there's even this little stitched panel between the headrests on the travelling seat. Now I reckon this lounge will be a very enjoyable place in which to spend some time. A 5 can get around the table very easily thanks to all these seats, and the tabletop itself can be moved around to suit whatever application is required. Now the single seat on this side is actually quite roomy. I think that'll be very comfortable for someone. It looks a bit wider than they usually are, so good points for that. Also up above you have not one but 2 panoramic skylights, so plenty of natural light can flood into this lounge from up there and from these 2 side windows and in from the cab. And in a further statement of design intent, there's ambient lighting around the edge of the panoramic sunroofs around, and also above the lockers. Nice touch. Now a Dethleffs kitchen is also a fine achievement. They call them gourmet centre. We have this fantastic arrangement here with these different leaf situation going on in the kitchen there, and this basically means that you could have your kettle boiling some water there, and you could have the actual covers down and something resting on there. It's a very good use of space rather than having to have one single piece of glass in the upright or the low position all the time. Plenty of other things going on in the kitchen too. Storage galore, a combination oven and grill, slide out racking for all your food and stuff, and a couple of nice cupboard areas to put all your pots and pans. A very good achievement, and let's not forget that there is also a large fridge with a separate freezer compartment. Now what's not to like about an island bed? Not much at all really. I mean, think about the comfort and think about the accessibility on both sides of the bed for basically those trips to the washroom during the night. Dead easy with this kind of configuration. Now this mattress I'm sitting on is super comfortable, and it hasn't got any cutaways like you get in a French bed, so it's an all-over excellent sleeping experience, a voluminous place in which to bed down, which is great in my book. The ambience is pretty good too. There's plenty of natural light thanks to windows on either side of the van and in the ceiling, and those lovely nets that we saw in the lounge make a welcome return here. There are also wardrobes bookending the bed with reading lights, and also underneath the bed you don't get a storage area, but there is a sizable rear garage which allows you to put plenty of touring kit. Now, another great advantage of this layout, of course, is that you can have the washrooms split across both sides of the van. So on this side you have your shower compartment with this rather natty kind of like tiled walling effect, and on this side you have your vanity area with your swivel loo. It's a great solution, and it gets away from having something in a small compartment where it can get a little bit with the elbows. You've got much more space to move around. Very good. Now down in the floor is also a very clever storage unit built in, which allows you to basically put your valuables out of sight when on tour, so definite plus points for that. All in all, this is a cracking van, and I love the styling. There are no end of pleasing details as Dethleffs targets that slightly younger market segment. So if you're after the comfort and convenience of an island bed and a touring couple that maybe want the occasional flexibility of an extra berth here up front, then this van could be a real contender.